As an economist, if I would want to understand, how would the Indian economy suffer after October?
Indian economy is already suffering. They are claiming 6.5%, 7%. I'm saying it's not more than 4%. It's nonsense.
The man who brought down a prime minister's government by one vote, filed the case that shook the nation, fought for Ram Mandir in court for 3 decades. Harvard economist, political outsider. He has nothing left to lose, and that makes him the most dangerous man in Indian politics. Presenting Dr Subramanian Swamy.
Nitin Gadkari has been on a toll after the E20.
Yeah,
rollout.
he's getting hard time because these guys will use slow methods to destroy him.
Nitin Gadkari is in this because he is being kept in this position.
Gadkari was told that you will also be kept out if you speak for Swamy. The last time I spoke to him, I said there's only one way, fight all the way or surrender. Modi is the worst thing that has happened to the Indian government. Mr. Modi never showed that he had any animosity to me.
He used to get you ice creams also.
Yes. Yeah. And now he knows that I'm gunning for him, and certainly I would like to see him out.
Do you think Rahul Gandhi will ever come?
No, thanks. Do you think people are going to vote for Rahul Gandhi? Not at all. That guy is an idiot, mentally retarded. It's a finished party.
खत्म बाय बाय टाटा गुड बाय गया.
So this Diljit Dosanjh's movie called Satluj, the movie was being taken off by the government after being released.
Yes.
So one section is completely that Bhindranwala is a terrorist. But
Did he kill those people in the bus?
They were asking for Khalistan. Is it like breaking?
He never asked for Khalistan.
Bhindranwala never.
Never asked for Khalistan. It came the newspaper, you believed it. That's all.
I wanted to understand about direct and indirect tax, and that's quite interesting the way you put it out.
If somebody goes to a shop and he gets a price in which he introduces sales tax, the government gets its revenue. Why do you want to do anything else? I'm saying that income tax should be wiped out. There should be no income tax in India.
How will the government earn revenue?
This is one of the things I hear. This is called revolution.
That Dr. Swamy can bring.
Immediate.
Namaste. While I was researching for this episode, I got to know after the economic reforms in 1991, the Indian economy grew from 3 to 6%, and Dr. Subramanian Swamy was one of the key voices in the government back then. In today's episode, as a Harvard economist, we understand from Dr. Swamy's lens the current state of Indian economy and his future predictions, followed by his opinions on the biggest leaders of our country. As we touch some sensitive topics, I believe that Dr. Swamy has right to express his opinions because he has lived the Indian politics for over 3 decades, and today he stands as one of the most senior leaders in the country. Before we begin, I must remind you to subscribe to the channel because Supertalks is not just a podcast channel. We've been running an NGO for the last 10 years for underprivileged children in Delhi. So after you subscribe, I promise to bring more such insightful conversations, while that also helps in nation building. Enjoy the episode.
But what's the problem with Dr. Subramanian Swamy taking over the finance ministry? Who gets into trouble?
I won't listen to anybody.
As always.
because this is my subject.
Yes.
Who can come and tell me, no, you should do this, you should that? Nobody will dare to come.
Yes.
And I will not oblige also. If I am convinced that I am the right, sorry. And then I might, many of the industries were afraid that I will, all the goodies that they have been getting will all be taken away.
Right.
Yeah. My whole focus that time was how to see that the workers and the people who provide the assets for the country, they are given their due.
Fair.
That's not so today. Here it is, you pay me something, then I'll do it.
Right.
So those are the things which made people afraid of me. And that's why this time I didn't even lay a claim saying that I should be made finance minister.
Sure. I'll get into economics because today I have my complete focus on economics because
Yes.
your core subject
Yes.
is economics.
Yes.
But before that, just before we were about to get live, you said something about Prime Minister Modi, and I want to touch very briefly on that.
Yes.
In one of your interviews, you very interestingly say that I don't hate Modi, but मैं उतार के तो रहूंगा.
That's right.
That's
Correct.
so that's so interesting that you don't hate him, but still उतार के तो आपने
Yeah.
रहना ही रहना है.
That's right.
Your major complaint has been with the minister who you said that was responsible for making Modi keeping you away from the finance ministry.
Yes.
Who was that?
Mr. Who passed away?
Mr. Arun Jaitley.
Yeah.
So after his passing, why both of you do not come together and be in the
Because
same
he felt that I will not be his team man. I will tell him that you can't do this, for example. And if he doesn't make me finance minister, I'll make the finance ministry that lady, I'll make her look like a mouse. And she was herself, she went and told him, it'll be very impossible for me to work if he is in the government. So there are all these things which made me upset because Mr. Modi never showed that he had any animosity to me or fear of me.
He used to get you ice creams also?
Yes. Yeah. When he was when the his state, they all the time called me for addressing meetings. He used to come pick me up, take me to eat ice cream, which he knew I liked very much. So, I mean, there was nothing that before he became a minister in the center.
Right.
Even as a minister, as a chief minister, he was totally warm and well disposed. But when he became a minister prime minister in Delhi, he became a totally different person. He won't even give me an appointment. He called me once. And he said, "Tumhara hamara to banega nahi."
He said it to you?
It's like that.
Okay.
And I said, "Banega nahi to fir mat banao." He says, कुछ ऐसा कुछ दे दूंगा, आप विदेश चले जाओ, आप मत मुझे बताइए कहाँ जाना है, आपके बहुत पहले मैं कहीं सारा हिंदुस्तान दुनिया में घूम के आया हूँ, मैं कर लूंगा, कुछ नहीं बनाना है मत बनाओ. But he couldn't stop me from being an MP in Parliament for 3 terms.
Right.
But even that he stopped. And now he knows that I'm gunning for him. And certainly I would like to see him out.
29 में क्या हो रहा है?
I think starting from October you can see, because the question is next year will be the election of the President of India. Now he has been, the last 2 times he has got all these people who are clerks in the government and put them there, and they're chapwalas.
Yes, I've heard that. It's a stamp, but it's the PMO who's working from the back. Yes.
Yeah. So now it's going to be a little tough. I think you will see a lot of action from October. Yeah. Where people say he's been too long, he should step down.
Right.
And some of the things that he has done, not gone well. He has Epstein, he has been involved in Epstein. We all know about it.
But there are multiple people whose names were there.
So
would that mean that are they actually a part of it?
All of them are subject to this, and they suffer for it. Atal Bihari Vajpayee suffered for it. You see, he may have become prime minister, but Once he became Prime Minister, then you come to know. Then they start
Right.
wearing him down.
So, do you think that is it the RSS who controls the Prime Minister of India?
I wouldn't say the RSS controls. What I would say is that if the RSS gets angry, then there's no hope for you. For a person who is from the RSS,
Okay.
they can't do anything to me,
Right.
because I'm not RSS. But I've been nice with them, and they've been nice with me. We fought the emergency together. People like Nanaji Deshmukh and all,
Yeah.
everybody's forgotten. But these were people who doted on me because I had all the qualities which they had visualized of a RSS man, which is clean, almost. I mean, the only thing is I was not a bachelor. But, they found that I was very straight,
Right.
clean, and truthful. So that crowd certainly has gone. Now I think RSS will have to, perform to show that they still believe in these values, and not say that ye sab hote rehta hai.
Are they eyeing upon anybody other than PM Modi? Maybe after he maybe steps down, who do you see is?
No, they
emerging
won't
place?
say. Nobody will say that. If you say that, then others will attack them. So I mean, then there will be a lot of jealousies which will start working. So they will never tell you who till it comes that close. Of course, it has to be from the BJP. BJP, Modi has completely finished them all. I mean, now you have all mouses running around.
Right. In one of your recent tweets, you talked about the economy would struggle after October. What exactly does that mean?
Means Modi will have to go because there's too much scandal has accumulated. And at least one person I know who can bring it all out, but has not, because he has given a October deadline.
Right. So, as an economist, if I would want to understand, how would the Indian economy suffer after October? What would exactly
India,
happen?
the Indian economy is already suffering. What is the... You get any economists from the government, make them sit next to you, be there. Is the GDP that is being put out, is it current prices or constant prices? And if it's constant prices, is it 1970 or 1990 or 3 years ago? All these things matter. Then what's the compensation? How have you evaluated the people who are known as workers? How have the people who are in the middle class? How have you evaluated them in your accounts? Nobody knows. All we do is get the overall picture, which is nonsense. Call anybody from the foreign home ministry or finance ministry and say, have a debate with Swamy.
Right.
Both are BJP. They can't say, I'm not BJP. And sure, they will not come. Nobody will come.
So the main context here is that the GDP is not growing.
Not at all. GDP, I would say, if I were to ask to give they are claiming 6.5%, 7%. I'm saying it's not more than 4%. And that's terrible.
And how do you say that?
Because I've done this calculation. I have Simon Kuznets, student, the man who founded the national...
No, absolutely. I absolutely trust that, and everybody knows your credibility. So my question was in terms of what metrics are you actually measuring when you say the 4%?
I take the data from the government, ministry, personally, quietly, and then I take out the constant prices. That is, constant prices of when Modi took over as a prime minister, which is about whatever period, 10 years or 11, 12 years. And on constant prices, I draw the graph. And it's far shorter, slower than what we are being told today. They say constant, everything, ours is also constant prices. All right, tell me, what is the base? Is it this year, last year, 10 years ago, 20 years ago? They won't let me come to the ministry, leave alone anything. I mean, Nirmala Sitharaman, she is terrified if I come to the ministry. Jetli was another case. Jetli was a little more careful because he knew me when he was just an ordinary a member of the Delhi University. But he was, when I came, said, "Look, Swamy, I can't tell you all about all these numbers. Please don't save me."
Right. So everybody knows about the 1990s when India was barely left with any foreign exchange, and it was said that secretly, over I think 65 tons of gold was sent
Yes.
to the English bank.
Yes.
So then you working with the government in 1991, you launched LPG, and after that there was an economic growth of 3 to 6%.
No. What I did with Sir Narasimha Rao was just to tell him that you lower the prices, and you also, there are various things that are which either have to be raised or lowered. If they are workers, and if you raise their prices, then the workers will be very happy, but the employment will go down. So you find how to balance that. So what you say is, okay, we are going to raise your wages, but such and such percentage we'll put in your bank account, which you can't withdraw, but we'll give you about 5% added every year, and I give you at the end of 5 years. So the workers also happy, and the government is the business is also happy, because they don't have to immediately cough out large amounts of money.
Right.
You see, so these are things which only economists can do.
Right.
But that is the one person that they were all against.
Yeah, I get it. So you have been talking about decreasing the interest rate, and you've been
Yeah.
talking about that maybe, and you compared it with the US, that the interest rates in the US is 2 to 3%,
Yes,
and here in India it's 13 to 14%.
yes.
So when you say that if you want to reduce the interest rate, how does that match with the US federal interest rate? And if we reduce the interest rate, won't the Indian bond prices collapse?
No, why should it collapse? You see, if I reduce the interest rate on what? On loans, then what would you think will happen? People will take more loans,
Sure.
which they will invest. Automatically, they think the economy will boom. Now, why are you looking at it from this negative point of view? That people will. The one moment the loan becomes cheaper to obtain, people take it because people want to invest, and the only way to invest is by loans. But if the loans are high prices, only the rich can afford it.
That's fair. But if you see the startup culture, even if the country's biggest startup,
How can they be profitable with this kind of interest rates? How can we be profitable with all this money that is being put out, which is only way by which the bureaucracy will allow you to go forward. There's so many things that can be done. But then the person who's doing it, he must be clean.
Sure.
If the bureaucracy knows that the minister wants money, and the minister is telling the bureaucracy, "Arey, mujhe election mein aa raha hai, I need 200 crores." This kind of thing is going on. Now, what do you expect? There's those guys saying, "Oh, great, we'll also have something." And to hell with the workers with this thing. Doesn't matter if the wages are which are not compensated.
Right. So, in any which way, do you think that because of this, the Indian bond would maybe somewhere go down? So, would that, if that price goes down, wouldn't it make the investors invest in the US federal bonds instead of the
What's
Indian?
wrong with that? Let them invest in the United States. They will get a reward for that, which they can use for investment in the country.
No, but the cash flow would.
What's the cash flow? There's a US bond, and I subscribe to it. Okay, and the returns that come from it, I invest, put it in India. Something that you couldn't do while investing in India. So, this whole finance thing is all give and take in a variety of ways, you see. It'll take me the whole day to explain to you everything, you see. But I'm only simply saying, those who want to invest, lower the interest rate of loans in your own country. Those who want to save, raise the interest rates. Why the government can't do that? Because they're all a bunch of sadists. There's nothing the government loses. If I take your money and give you and invest it somewhere,
Right.
and give you a very high rate of interest,
Right.
You think that you're Baap ka beta?
Right. So the context is that if we lower the interest rates, it will help the businesses to take more loans,
Interest rates on loans. Yeah,
Right.
interest rates.
and that'll
on
help
loans.
them maybe set up their
Yeah,
businesses
they
better.
will,
and that would help the Indian consumers to
That's
also,
right,
because
that's right.
the feasibility of business increase, that also
Yeah,
helps the
yeah,
prices
yeah.
to slash down.
Correct.
That's the context. Right. Got it. I'll come to
But
the.
why Modi is not getting it? You're saying you got it.
I was reviewing the graph, and this graph was comparing China, South Korea,
Yeah.
Indonesia, and India. Now, this starts with the serious development and tracks 40 years. And I could see one very simple thing across all the countries, that they made farmers move to factories. And that happened. But why is it coming since last 3 decades? Why it's being followed?
Because we don't have enough good people in politics. Nothing more than that. Do you know how tough it is to be in politics? Only in my case, I've got 3, 4. My family is totally with me. Harvard is anytime says, "I want to come back, come back." So the Americans like me because I'm against the Russians.
Right. Right. But agriculturally, you don't feel like the way China
No,
invested in factories, India
China
should not.
has got nothing to do with us.
But didn't China grow? Like one of the worst.
That was a forced by on the people. It is not something which, yes, they produced, but we don't know what they produced because their data was difficult to see. I am telling the farmers, you just create a crop. I will sell it for you. You don't have to go. Let the government say that. What is the difficulty? And then you see, once the people start saying that, oh my God, all these agricultural products are coming so cheap, let's buy them. Every day it is prices going up. So, it is, I mean, I've just sort of given up in the sense that the elite is not interested in this subject. And the crooks are making hay. They won't let me come into the picture.
Is this the reason why the rich are getting richer and the poor are
Yes,
getting poorer?
absolutely. What else is this? The moment you start helping the farmers, the rich are going to face a heat, and because they will then be standing up on their own. They may even start their own other things which might be under counter, because this competition is a thing on which the rich people are all the time focusing their minds on. See that the competition is not normal.
Right. So you mean to say that they want to keep the disparity?
Absolutely.
What is supposed to be done?
What is supposed to be done? I would say, don't go and chew more than you can eat. You go to the farmers first and tell them that we'll give you all the seeds that you want, and we'll take the payment after you have done the work. We'll assure you of water, this and that, so on. The farmer who nowadays thinks that is their misery, that they have to do all this agriculture.
Right.
Oh, they will boom. To some extent, the Punjabis did it, but now the Punjabis are also in trouble. So, see that the farm they get a high rate of interest.
Sure.
There. Once you start that way,
right,
and cut all these taxes so that the people don't suffer from a higher price from the farmers.
Right.
But these are all idiots. They don't know what economics is.
There's something to learn from China, and I want you to make me
Yeah,
understand.
tell me. Yeah.
1950, India's per capita income is $619.
Yes.
Versus China is $448.
Yes.
That's 1950. So basically, China is poorer than India. Today, China is world's second largest economy, which started poorer than India. Today's India's GDP is $2,500 versus $12,000 in China. So China is basically 5x richer in person. That's an average. So I would want to understand. So this again goes with the fact that obviously they made their farmers run factories, and eventually they were able to raise their cost of their livelihood, and they were able to earn more because the farmers were sent to the factories and the factories were made. But the other side, which you also rightly mentioned, that because of this, there were some they didn't have the right to choose their own government, which India had originally since 1950s. So my question here is that what is one that India needs to learn from China's growth trajectory? Nothing. And how did China grow?
Where's China's growth? To show me what growth they have. I mean, I speak Chinese. I've been to China. I've known every one of those things. Tell me what is in which way it is better than us. I have not seen anything.
This $12,000.
They may say anything, $12,000. This thing.
But that's not reality.
I don't know. I haven't seen it anywhere.
World's second largest economy.
I've seen their houses. What are their houses? They're all for workers only, and they don't own it. So, I mean, listen, these are all very, we have to know China, you have to know India. And it's difficult for me to explain. I'm saying concentrate on India. Forget about China. Don't look for imitation. Just tell the farmer that we will give you seed at 1/4 what you had been so far paying.
Right.
And if you are satisfied, if you will give it to you, and when the results come out, you will give us more than we charge from you.
Got it. What is about China that you were one of the earliest voices?
I know China very well.
Said that China will be threat in coming future, and that actually happened.
Yes.
How were you able to anticipate that years ago?
No, but the fact of the matter is that they had the capacity to export at the cost of their people. And India couldn't match it because we are all a bunch of fools in that sense, because our system works in such a way that one is trying to pull the other down. It's not like that. The state takes it over and does it. I don't want the state to take it over anyway. But the fact is, you motivate people, give them assurances, give them, most important is ability to go to the bank and get a low interest loan.
Got it. How did you know that China is becoming a threat for India years ago? How did you do that?
Well, because I was going to China.
Yeah. So what made you? What did you see?
I saw the fact that the world was looking at China as a growing society, and they didn't care that they were all under they were all there's no democracy there. Whereas in India, we are seeing all these things in a different way. Somebody's fighting with somebody, somebody's fighting with that. Then all this caste issue, this issue, that issue. So many. India is a thing on which it looked like as if there was some chaos going on. Whereas China looked like it's being organized. And the West fell for it.
And why do they hate India? What's the reason behind China hating India?
They hate India because we hate India ourselves. I mean, after all, why should you bother about Westerners? To tell them to go to hell. Here, Jawaharlal Nehru, first thing he did is get all these foreigners, they're doing this, we're doing this. And we have been going abroad all the time. Why are we going abroad all the time? I don't understand.
What makes China take our land?
What makes China take our land?
You said it, that China has been breaching the border and they've been occupying. India.
They have occupied. See, first of all, there's the border. Now, the border line, they say is this, which is not. But now, even what we say is our border, they've crossed that and come. And Modi is not putting it out. I raised it in Parliament. He refused to give me the answer. Because I know very well what the Chinese told me personally, that we have taken parts of China which you people claimed as and we agreed with as being yours. They have taken such a large chunk. Have you got anywhere have you got any of these places whereby a piece of paper where it shows what China has taken? Not at all. How many times I've said in Parliament till I got fed up with Parliament, saying, please tell me how much is the territory of China. And I'll tell you, the then Commander-in-Chief of Indian Army told me that you are 100% right. They have taken over land which was never disputed. So I said, why don't you speak up? He said, I'm a general. I can't do it. He's retired. Even now he won't do it. We are all cowards in that sense. And if I say, Swamy, Harvard man, who can say anything to it?
I understand the lapse on our part. That's obviously evident. And
it's not lapse, it's
a serious problem. Yes.
Traitorous.
National issue. Yeah. That's a national breach.
Yeah.
I want to know that what makes China do this? That's what I'm not able to understand.
Do it. What China? They've got a few people. They make decisions. Everybody has to obey. What kind of society is that?
So will China take the same land in, say, Bangladesh, will go to Pakistan and
No. China doesn't do anything anywhere else.
So why does they do it with India? That's my question.
Why does it do? It doesn't do anything with India. What do you mean, fight?
Taking the land.
Why you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, because they want to tell everybody this is not a big country. It's a bunch of rascals.
Control over Asia.
One kick for them, they will be okay.
Got it. I wanted to understand about direct and indirect tax, and that's quite interesting the way you put it out. So obviously, direct tax is the income corporate paid by individuals and companies pay to the central government,
Yes.
and the indirect tax is the GST custom that is collected.
Should be
centrally.
scrapped immediately.
Scrapped. Why?
What do you mean by why all this paperwork for nothing?
Right.
I'm saying only one thing, that if somebody goes to a shop and he gets a price in which he introduces the tax part also, the sales tax, right? Sales tax. That's well written. The government gets its revenue. Why do you want to do anything else? I'm saying that income tax should be wiped out. There should be no income tax in India whatsoever. Somebody says, I've earned so much, how much income tax do I pay? Nothing. Why can't you say that?
How will the government earn revenue?
This is one of the things I hear. What percentage of government expenditure is due to income tax? Tell me. Go and check. On the contrary, you abolish income tax and tell people, don't hide your money. Go freely without fear. But of course, you need leaders like me, I'm sorry to say, who people will believe. So tell people, I'm not putting any income tax. You, whatever money you get, you spend freely. Because that is demand. And the other side is supplying. So in the demand-supply thing, the country, people get employment, they get this, they got that, the guy improves his shop, all that will take place.
So just for my better understanding,
Yes.
for example, say if a person X is earning, say, 30,000 a month.
Yes.
And that
No
person,
tax.
There's no tax. So for now, say that he's paying, say, 3,000 or 10% on his salary to the government as his income tax. Now, what you're saying is that the sales tax can be active. And if I say buy a water bottle or something,
Yes, then
I
you
am
pay.
paying some amount.
Yes.
But do you think that with all the expenses I will make, would that match the 3,000 value which I was initially paying the government as the income tax?
Why should you pay them? It doesn't matter if you don't match.
But how would the government balance then?
Print it. Print notes. Yeah. Government has power to print notes. Print them and hand them over. And the people will go and buy it. That's a demand. That means the demand will go, the supply will improve.
But in the era of digitalization, do you think the printing back of notes would come back?
I don't know what these people did. I'm only saying that when it comes to printing, you print liberally. Why are you hesitating on it? You say that, first of all, I'm telling you, no income tax. Sales tax, flat one rate. Not graded. And see how the country prospers. Zoom like that. But then the bureaucrats will not have any power. Politicians will not have any power. That's the reason why all these things are. These are all British who thought of how to squeeze the Indians in their neck.
So you're saying the sales tax will eventually get the government revenue and ultimately they'll be able to do whatever they are trying to do now.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
because eventually if the entire country is growing,
Yes.
so when the revenue grows,
Yes.
so automatically there's less of poverty and eventually it helps the business as well.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's the way to do it.
Right. You've been talking about states as well, that currently the money goes to whatever the tax is being collected
by all the states. So after GST, it is going directly to Delhi, and after that, it's being allocated. So I want to understand that Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Gujarat together generate 50% of India's GDP. Now, if they start controlling, what happens to, say, states like Bihar, Jharkhand, and Odisha? If the states
If they can't match Tamil Nadu, then it's not the fault of Tamil Nadu.
But as a country, won't you also consider
But
Odisha?
tell the Biharis that, produce more and we'll have more taxes for you. You see, these are all roundabout things. The Tamilians have worked hard, but they didn't have the power of the government. The UP walas and the Biharis, they were lording it over all this time. Okay. But they are not being able to match money-wise. So the companies are going out to other parts of the country.
But what will happen to the people in the poorer states?
Which poorer states?
Say Odisha or any state.
What is there? Why is it poor? What is it? Why is it poor?
Less of industries, less of investments, less
No.
of foreign.
How did that happen? The British were there in Tamil Nadu and the British were there in Orissa. Why is Orissa behind? It was historically one of the most prosperous parts of India. The Raja who was ruling in those days, it was a great place. So why did this all come? Because all bad policies. So I get around it. You are now, we are not going to get anywhere if we become microscopic about these things. You have a general rule. No income tax. See how much people start buying. Start buying. You give them in writing that the government of India will not charge any income tax for the next 20 years.
Right. You are also against the cess fund?
Huh?
You're also against the cess funds?
Any fund which the government is going to acquire. If the government wants money, let them print some notes and hand it out. This is called revolution.
That Dr. Swamy can bring.
Immediately. I did. In those, when Chandrasekhar was there, then we were collapsed. And Chandrasekhar, being from the rural area, was an idiot. He fell for it.
He thought that you'll betray him.
He thought Rajiv Gandhi was promoting me. So get rid of Rajiv Gandhi. And he collapsed in the end.
Why were the people with whom you have spent so many years not able to trust you as an individual?
In India, that is the problem everywhere. There is no how much you spend. They fear that you'll overtake. Even in a family, people are afraid of somebody overtaking.
You said that cutting the interest rates and bringing it down.
Bring it down.
You
2%,
said 2%,
full
right?
stop.
Right. But the problem comes with the non-performing assets. I know you quote me 2018 and the current state. But currently as well, India still has 4.31 lakh crores of NP as well, which is the unpaid loans by the people.
Why?
The why is no way answered, but what to do
I
now?
can answer that.
Please.
Because then they will negotiate with the politician and write it off. Please go and read the records.
Okay.
Every one of those things which they don't pay, the politician and the industrialists enter into agreement and they will pay a minuscule amount.
So you mean to say that the number is only on paper, but in reality, it's not even near about that.
That's right.
So why is this being shown or why is this being displayed out in public?
What is it being displayed about it? That so and so is not paid income tax? No, there's nothing of that kind.
Right. Even if
What happens to India's inflation and banking stability if the rates are aggressively cut with food inflation above 4%?
Why? Whatever. I say that again.
What happens to India's inflation and banking stability if rates are aggressive? So, as you're saying that we can aggressively cut the rates. So, with the food inflation above 4%, do you think it's manageable for a country like India?
Food inflation means in terms of the inflation that takes place by buying food?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Why is it not? Why don't you have more production? What's stopping you?
Already farmers are dying.
Farmers are not dying. You are killing them, that's all. They are not. You tell the farmers, go and put the price that we will charge you for your rice will be after you have sold it. Till that time, we won't take anything from you. And you say, but we need some money. So it's okay, we'll print it and give it to you. Right?
Right. Do you think the middle class,
middle class is stupid.
Why?
Because they don't do any serious work. What do? They get their money and then they go and see cinema. That's about all.
What should they do?
What should they do? Well, they should make more money.
How can they make more money?
Well, certainly they should.
Are you with the government when the government says that you should not buy gold and
they're stupid? What do you mean you can't buy gold from?
You should not travel outside India.
Yeah, all this. Then what did Modi do? Why did he travel all this time? He's gone here. Now he's gone to New Zealand or some place like that. What is he, mad? Who cares for him in New Zealand? In Australia, I think there have been demonstrations.
But after 12 years, they have started giving India uranium as well. There's a deal which has been signed.
Uranium, you don't need uranium from China or from Australia. What do you need it for? What are you doing with your uranium? I want to know. You're making bombs?
You never know.
You never know. I know. There's no need for any more bombs than we have already produced and put in the atomic energy. Somebody is making money, that's all.
Who is that somebody?
Must be Modi to begin with. He's a crook of the first order. It's got worse and worse. We'll fix him, don't worry. After that.
But they say that the idea is that because the oil prices have substantially increased and
prices have increased where?
Because of the oil war going on, the forex
maybe, but why is it that you are not producing oil yourself? All these years, you have not been importing, because they have vested interest in that.
What are the three things that, as an economist, you feel that should be done in the country today? One is income tax, interest rates.
Abolish income tax.
Right.
Question number one.
Right.
Number two, even if a person is not employed, he should be paid a share. I mean, it should be a reasonable price.
Right.
Three, all women's children's education is free.
Right.
Just three.
Do you think that in the coming times the rupee would stand against dollar in any which way, or do you think it's declining?
You have to catch the right politicians and put them in jail. It'll automatically come down. Rupee, according to me, should not be more than 7 rupees a dollar.
Wow.
Yeah.
This sounded so nice.
It sounds nice. I've seen it in my life. And Moraji Desai was there. Okay.
Do you think that Nitin Gadkari has been on a toll after the E20?
Yeah, he's getting a hard time because, see, in my case, Modi didn't have the nerve to do anything except keep me out. And I did not fight back because I don't want to be kept in. Okay. So I'm doing what I like. I'm attacking him every day. Everybody says, aren't you afraid? I said, afraid of what? See? So the issue is, Rajnath also had a little, but now Rajnath has been flattened. Okay. Yeah, Thakur from UP, what do you expect? But this guy, I don't know what he doesn't know what to do. And I told him the last time I spoke to him, I said, there's only one way, fight all the way or surrender.
You're talking about Nitin Gadkari?
Fight all the way or surrender. Because these guys will use slow methods to destroy you. And they're doing it.
So are you saying that, is this a kind of a, like, Nitin Gadkari is in this because he is being kept in this position?
No, when the question of
Ethanol.
ministers came, I was kept out. Gadkari was told that you will also be kept out if you speak for Swamy. So Gadkari came to me and said, I'm very sorry. I'll not be able to defend you. I said, I never asked you to defend me. He says, well, this thing, that thing. Then and Modi called me to his house, that whatever that place is, and gave me breakfast and told me, मैं आपको तो नहीं ला सकता हूँ क्योंकि ये प्रॉब्लम है, वो प्रॉब्लम है. I said, मैंने कब कहा कि आपका मिनिस्ट्री में आना चाहिए? मैंने कभी बोला आपसे? हाँ, ये बात सही है, तो फिर क्यों आए? यदि मैं आपको गिराने वाला हूं तो आप से बात कर सकते हैं. Then he said, ठीक है. Both got up and left. I never saw him again. And I'm waiting. Let him try and do anything. Send him rockets all over the world.
What's your take on ethanol? Because people on ethanol. Ethanol. E20.
What is it?
So the government has said that the government has ruled out that they'll add 20% ethanol in petrol. They've been using it. So
that is all stupid. All these things of taxes and all will lead to only people avoiding taxes.
So don't you think that, so they say that this helps us in...
if you pay.
Obviously.
If you avoid, what do you do?
No, so they say that eventually the amount of money we have to spend for the oil trade.
That's all explanation.
Yeah.
I have to pay.
Yeah.
And I don't pay, then I just don't pay. I go and tell that fellow in the who's doing that, giving you that, saying that if you don't charge me, I'll give you half and I'll keep half.
No, he says that 20% ethanol and 80% petrol would work for your vehicle.
It may work, but supposing that what will it be to make it cheaper? It's not going to make it cheaper.
It's not till now.
Exactly. So you tell the petrol man or whatever man it is that you give me a little less and I will pay you also a little less and we'll fix it. So tell the government that you have fulfilled the matter.
Yeah. The problem is real because people are saying that the vehicles are also not supporting the 20% ethanol.
That's nonsense.
Yes.
Modi is the worst thing that has happened to the Indian government.
Do you think Rahul Gandhi will ever come?
No, thanks. That guy is an idiot. Mentally retarded. Unfit.
But Congress has been counting on Rahul Gandhi since quite long now.
Let them count. It's even better. As long as they count on him, there's no chance of Congress coming.
So do you think that the Congress is not able to act as a standing opposition because they lack leadership?
Yes, 100%. Where are they? Do you think people are going to vote for Rahul Gandhi? Not at all. You don't know. Or Sonia Gandhi. Or or any of those other idiots who are there. It's a finished party, I'm telling you. There is only one way, and that is, I can't say, but there has to be some kind of... See, Jayaprakash Narayan came from nowhere. He had just given up politics. Then he came to going around the world on all this thing. He landed up at Harvard. He found out that I was a professor there. So he came to see me. Then he said, "You promised me you come back to India." I said, "I was planning to come back, but I didn't put a date." He said, "No, you put a date." So I said, "All right, 2 years." 2 years later, I came back, and he immediately put me up in the political thing, big way. And we created a revolution, just 2 people. Then Moraji joined also. And then the youngsters all started coming.
Right.
So I don't worry about India. India will, something or the other will happen.
Absolutely. I would just
But don't say it is here in 0.1 or 0.2%.
Sure. I just want to end with this because I come from Punjab, and after one recent controversy where a movie was being taken off by the government after being released, so this Diljit Dosanjh's movie called Satluj. So this talks about extremism as well. So one of your interviews get viral and most Sikhs relate to it. And they talk about Sant Bhindranwala.
Yeah, Bhindranwala.
So Bhindranwala, one side is that there were buses where Hindus were being killed during the period of Khalistani movement.
Yes.
So one section is completely that Bhindranwala is a terrorist.
But
And the
did he
other
kill those people in the bus?
But wasn't it a part of a movement and he led that movement?
There was a bus, and some people climbed on top of the bus. And the word was that those people who were on the bus were Bhindranwala, but he was not Bhindranwala. It was not Bhindranwala's people. And Mrs. Gandhi, the Russians were principally in it because he was very anti-communist, Bhindranwala. And they made out that is all him. And then they killed him. There was no, just military came into Golden Temple, boom, 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 killed him. There was nothing. Many 2-3 years later, I met Mrs. Gandhi because Rajiv Gandhi and I had become friends. So he made me meet her. And I said, "What you did to Bhindranwala was wrong." She said, "I was wrong. But you never stopped me." I said, "How could I stop you? You had all these characters around you. You went ahead and killed him." She never contradicted me. An absolute innocent man. His speaking was very hard, but he never said, "Isko maro, usko maro."
So we're asking for Khalistan. Is it like breaking?
He never asked for Khalistan.
Bhindranwala
Never asked for Khalistan. Bring me any Sardar or Hindu who says that Bhindranwala told me. It came in the newspaper, you believed it, that's all.
But were Hindus being killed during that time?
By whom?
By the Khalistani movement or separatists?
How do we know the Khalistan?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Right. We don't know.
Right, that's the question.
No proof.
There's no proof.
We don't know whether the police killed them. The Hindus, how could they be killed? There was no Hindu protesting. Indira Gandhi was in power. Where is the question? This is the problem in our society today. All this junkum bunkum goes on. And everybody was after my blood. You are with Indrawala. I said, I am with Indrawala. He's a sant. And I've spoken to him. And you people are trying to frame him. And who was trying to frame them? The Russians. Russians came to me, tell me not to get into this.
You had a conversation with Bindranwala as well?
Oh, many times, personally.
And what was it about?
Nothing. I told him, first time I told him that, why are you scaring everybody? He said, I haven't scared anybody. Show me one. I'm tomorrow holding a bhajan. Come there, see whether I'm scaring anybody. I went there. He didn't scare anybody.
But what happens is that whenever any Khalistani protest happens, and it happens in, say, Canada or Australia, all of them, they talk about Bindranwala. So
They may talk about
start
Hindrawala.
linking-
They may talk about Hindrawala. He's not there. He's not there to disown it.
So how did the discussion about breaking Punjab into a Khalistan state actually start?
That is Indira Gandhi's work with the Russians. To make this as an issue by which the Sikh movement is dead. She felt that the Sikhs are coming back to power. And Congress is going to go. And the Congress was run by the Russians for money and all that. And so they decided. I unfortunately didn't like the Russians ever.
Right.
So he called me, Bindranwala, when he heard that I was making all these cracks against the Russians. I went and said, what are you doing all this? Hey, I'm not at all. Come with me. So I went to Akal Takht, or whatever it is called.
Akal Takht.
Bindranwala is sitting here, I'm sitting here. Sardars were coming in. One lady came, cried that she has been, on dehad, and I mean that is money that you have to get for marriage and all. So he said, name the person. You have got his telephone number. She gave me, he phoned up. And he said, hey, you're asking money? You're a Sardar and you're asking. He said, no, I will not. So that's how he was solving problems. But how do you do? Mrs. Gandhi was hell-bent that somehow this Congress must come back to power in Punjab. And the Akalis are gaining ground. So create this fear. And everybody fell for it. Because all you had to do is read newspapers. And newspapers are all full of idiots. Okay.
Right. In one of your episodes, I also heard you talking about AI, that India should and India would perhaps be able to take up AI the way we also
Yeah.
digitalize India.
Yeah.
Now, recently I was hearing Vinod Khosla, and he says that India's $250 billion IT and BPO sectors will face complete extinction by 2030. But my question here is that every year, 12
But he lives in America.
he lives in America.
Huh?
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, he lives
Why
in
should I listen to him?
Okay, that makes no sense.
I'll not listen.
But AI would be taking jobs. That's
Whatever is AI is just quite of something in advance. You make a purchase and it doesn't work, then you lose. That's AI is not the main thing you do in industry. It's just a way of getting money based on luck.
so the points being made by the CEOs, which actually
Yes.
says that they'll be taking over the sectors which does not require a human intervention. So don't you think that would actually happen?
You mean
The AI would replace. So maybe robots come over and they take over the mid-level jobs, which is currently happening in the company.
Yes.
So don't you see this as a coming future?
No, but why only this way? I mean, you are saying that people are going to give you money, which is based on some future commitments, something. I don't understand. I've never been able to understand this AI business. You see, it's got too big. It's actually a thing on which it should be for gamblers only. It should not be used in business. Should be, if the gamblers want to gamble about what the price would be in another 10 years or 5 years or 1 year, and then on that basis they make the purchase. That's got nothing to do with industry.
Yeah, you absolutely make a lot of sense, because that's actually happening right now, and people
Yes.
are facing the problem with the AIs.
Yes.
But don't you think that in the future, robots can take over, and maybe a clerk sitting outside can be
Why should I think about it at all? Let it happen.
But the internet boom once happened. So that time, the ones who could think about how the country would make up
Nothing,
after.
and that was due to total ignorance. It's got nothing to. You have your knowledge. Don't act on it as if it's going to come anyway. It may not come.
But if you see about the revenue, since 2022, world has invested $1.6 trillion in AI. Microsoft, Google,
Yeah, these
Meta.
are all speculative matters, you see.
Right.
Why should I get into it? I'm a politician. I'm not.
As an economist, do you think that these numbers will eventually affect the industries in any way in the future?
No, not at all. If you have got healthy, buying and selling and having rates for purchase and rates for buying, all these things, if you have it all done properly, it's a very complicated thing, but it's something that we can sit down and do it.
Right.
I don't think any of these other things can come in the way.
Right.
These are all, there are so many forces which are working, making you to get into this. Why are you getting into this?
People are
Your
scared.
job, I'm telling you, India's only job is, Indian government job is to make people invest. Okay? And make then those investors to give the rewards to the people properly, without fraud. That's all the government needs to do, nothing more, and the country will boom. But all these guys getting in and doing all this thing, and with the government just getting little cuts for themselves, I am not in favor.
Right. So this makes no sense to you that the formal sector can be taken over by the AI?
No,
in the
not
future
at
as well?
all. No. Formal sector can never be taken over by the AI. AI is just a temporary matter in any case.
But there have been many cases, and many CEOs of the companies have been talking about it.
They are stupid or they are rascals, one of the two. Or they here for a short-term thing.
Right.
There's no large-term commitments. See, go and ask Ambani, for example. He's not short-term, he's long-term. Ask him, do you engage in these things? He will say no. I have a long-term interest rate and I pay that and get my money.
So how do you see AI in upcoming 10 years? What's happening with AI?
AI is one of those things that will come and go. There's nothing in it. It's something that is. I don't see it being a substitute for anything that we are normally doing in our country.
Right. Right. But I must tell you that you once came to my college and I was on the stage. And that time I wanted to see you, but my professor told me that Dr. Swamy is too occupied. And very kiddishly I said, being very kiddish, I said, there will be a day when I'll sit with Dr. Swamy and have a wonderful conversation. But thank you so much, Dr. Swamy, for your time. It was such a pleasure.
आज का पूरा शो देखने के लिए दिल से शुक्रिया। एपिसोड कैसा था मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर बताइएगा। चैनल को सब्सक्राइब भी अवश्य करें, क्योंकि सुपर टॉक्स एक मूवमेंट है जो हमारे देश का भविष्य उज्जवल बना रहा है। जय हिंद।